Hello everyone, Joel here. We have talked around action RPGs for quite a while and I realized that we haven't discussed specifically about hack and slash ARPGs. Seeing that we're still in a momentum of new games territory, why don't we start this unique subgenre with some of the best new hack and slash ARPGs from the last 6 months. And since there are lots of new hack and slash games that stormed the market, this video will act as the part 1 of the series. Before we go into the list, I want to give you my recommendation for some of the best deals in instant gaming right now, especially if you're tight on budget. We knew that instant gaming always give us so many crazy deals for your favorite games, like these titles for example. I mean, can you believe these prices? If you love RPGs, there's no way you never heard of these masterpieces, and to think that you can get them under $10 or even $5, it's an absolute steal. All you have to do is just click my link in the description below, start searching for your favorite games and use the activation code on your chosen platform. By using my link, you're not only saving tons of money, but also helping me to support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. Anima Gate of Memories 1 and 2 Remaster brings together two cult action RPGs into one cohesive package that tells a single story from different perspectives. Set in the fractured world of Gaia after the fall of the sacred Holy Empire of Abel, it follows Ergo and Bearer, or the Nameless, through the Tower of Arcane in search of truth and the stolen Book of Byblos. Combat blends fast melee strings with magic skills and character swapping, supported by meaningful progression upgrades. While pacing and balance issues remain, the fluid combat, branching narrative paths, and distinct dual campaigns give this remaster lasting value beyond simple nostalgia.
Party pooper.
Pale Coins builds its identity around mystery, placing players in a fractured realm shaped by ancient artifacts that can alter reality itself. Its story unfolds through environmental clues and layered dialogue, rewarding careful exploration with meaningful revelations. Gameplay mixes methodical combat, puzzle solving, and deliberate traversal through trap-filled areas that demand patience and awareness. Encounters require strategic use of abilities rather than simple aggression, giving progression a tangible sense of growth. Strong art direction and an unsettling soundtrack reinforce the tone without overwhelming performance, which remains stable across platforms. A steep learning curve and minor bugs persist, but its narrative focus and mechanical depth leave a lasting impact. Kingdom of Night channels small-town paranoia in 1987 into a confident isometric action RPG that balances teenage drama with escalating supernatural chaos. Its branching class system, split between melee and magic with 5 distinct builds, meaningfully alters combat flow and encourages replay across multiple save slots or co-op runs. Fights scale steadily, introducing varied enemy types and demanding smarter resource use during boss encounters. Exploration is guided by detailed dual map systems and quest lines that reward curiosity with experience and lore. Strong pixel art and reactive audio anchor the tone, though minor writing errors and dated language choices slightly undercut an otherwise engaging, choice-driven horror adventure. Maid of Salvation delivers a demanding action experience built around precision, customization, and moral tension. As Shizuka, a maid of purgatory sent to save corrupted souls, you navigate a gothic realm where shifting alliances and hidden lore challenge the idea of righteous duty. Combat is fast and exacting, blending melee, firearms, and secret techniques into combo-driven encounters that reward timing and discipline over button mashing. A flexible skill board supports diverse builds, encouraging experimentation across its 20-plus strategic boss fights. Exploration uncovers optional quests and rival factions, adding replay value. Its steep learning curve is real, but mastery proves consistently satisfying. Moonlighter 2 keeps its core loop intact while expanding nearly every surrounding system. Night runs still revolve around dungeon crawling for relics, and days are spent pricing goods to maximize profit. But combat now includes multiple weapon types, range options, knockback tools, and upgrade paths that add tactical flexibility. Side quests, crafting recipes, and shop improvements deepen progression, giving each expedition clearer purpose. However, early access issues persist, including environmental collision quirks and minor bugs. The shift from pixel art to 3D presentation is polished but less distinctive. Even so, its layered progression and economic decision-making remain consistently engaging. Hell Is Us rejects the Souls-like label and instead builds its identity around unassisted exploration and grounded storytelling. Set in the war-torn nation of Hadea, it follows Remy as he searches for his parents while confronting civil conflict and supernatural threats. There are no maps or objective markers, forcing careful attention to dialogue and environmental clues. This design creates consistent immersion across its semi-open biomes and puzzle-heavy progression. Combat is solid, supported by weapon upgrades and a tactical drone, though limited enemy variety and floaty movement reduce its long-term depth. Even so, its narrative ambition and confident structure make it stand out. Absolum refines the classic beat-em-up formula by merging it with a disciplined roguelike RPG. Developed by Guard Crush Games, it builds on the studio's combat pedigree while shifting into a fantasy setting ruled by the tyrannical Sun King Azra. Each run through Talam layers branching paths, side quests, and ritual-based power customization over precise combo-driven brawling. 4 distinct characters encourage varied playstyles, from agile mobility builds to ranged control. Its steady unlock system, evolving map routes, and expressive 2D animation give Absolum lasting momentum and uncommon replay depth. Shape of Dreams establishes its identity quickly, presenting a layered action roguelike built around RPG flexibility and experimentation. With 8 unlockable characters, each supported by individual perk trees and loadouts, it prioritizes build diversity from the outset. Combat revolves around standard attacks enhanced by 4 customizable memories, which function as cooldown-based abilities that can be modified further with gems. The synergy potential between elemental effects, healing properties, and mobility skills gives each run distinct momentum. Structured maps, roaming hunters, persistent upgrades, and 4-player co-op deepen replay value, even if limited early enemy variety and minimal narrative ambition slightly restrain its impact. Nearly 2 decades after the original, Titan Quest II modernizes its mythological formula with responsive combat and strong controller support. The game delivers flexible buildcraft through 4 masteries, dozens of active and passive skills, and extensive modifiers that meaningfully shape playstyles. Combat feels impactful, bosses demand aggression, and performance remains stable even at high settings. However, excessive loot drops disrupt pacing and the narrative lacks weight despite solid voice acting. While still in progress, its satisfying combat loop and Greek setting provide a sturdy foundation that could mature into a standout ARPG. Where Winds Meet is a free-to-play open-world action RPG from Everstone Studio that delivers remarkable scale and value. Set during China's 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period, it follows a wandering sword master through a cinematic campaign supported by extensive side quests, world bosses, faction systems, PvP, and co-op. Combat stands out, built around 12 martial arts sets, mystic arts abilities, and layered internal arts upgrades that encourage diverse builds using swords, spears, fans, and more. Though minor technical issues and some grind persist, monetization feels fair and largely cosmetic-driven throughout the experience. Nioh 3 delivers the most refined combat Team Ninja has ever built, pairing extreme mechanical depth with faster, more flexible encounters. The addition of ninja stance fundamentally changes how fights unfold, allowing rapid pressure, ability regeneration through aggression, and seamless swapping with the more methodical samurai stance. Open-world zones replace mission maps, offering optional bosses, skill unlocks, and guardian spirit upgrades that meaningfully support progression. Enemy aggression and stamina punishment remain relentless, demanding precision and build awareness. While loot management is overwhelming early on and environments lack enemy identity, Nioh 3's combat systems, boss design, and build freedom firmly place it at the top of the Souls-like genre. With no rest for the wicked, it's clear that Moon Studios has built something confident and distinct. Blending deliberate stamina-based combat with isometric loot progression, it delivers weighty melee encounters, layered exploration, and a city-building loop that makes Sakura feel personal. The art direction and cinematics stand out immediately, supported by strong music and dense level design filled with secrets. Build variety is meaningful, though loot balance and early weapon turnover could improve. Housing and reconstruction systems show long-term potential if expanded with deeper NPC interaction and economic incentives. Even in early access, it feels focused, ambitious, and already remarkably polished. Diablo 2 Resurrected Infernal Edition is a careful expansion of a foundational action RPG. Built on Diablo 2 Resurrected and its Lord of Destruction expansion, it introduces the Warlock, the first new class in over 2 decades. With Demon, Eldritch, and Chaos skill paths, the Warlock integrates cleanly into existing balance without eclipsing legacy builds. New rune words, uniques, Terror Zone updates, and the Chronicle system refresh endgame pursuits. Meanwhile, meaningful quality of life upgrades, including a customizable loot filter and improved stash management, modernize the experience while preserving Diablo 2's deliberate combat pacing and enduring tension. Hades 2 builds on its predecessor by expanding scope without losing focus. Its story centers on Melinoe and unfolds through character interactions that evolve naturally across repeated runs. Combat remains fast and precise, but introduces deeper resource management and clearer tactical roles through new weapons and abilities. The world is larger and more varied, with branching paths that improve replay value and pacing. Progression is steady and rewarding, adding systems at a controlled pace that encourages experimentation without overwhelming the player. Supported by strong art direction, voice acting, and music, Hades 2 stands as a confident evolution of an already exceptional action RPG.
We are three.
Path of Exile 2 feels like a major step forward for the action RPG genre. Its story is delivered with restraint, letting world design, enemy encounters, and boss pacing establish tone rather than heavy exposition. Combat is slower and more demanding than most ARPGs, asking players to actively manage positioning, skill timing, and resource use. The world is dense and handcrafted, with encounters that remain threatening even at equal levels. Progression is deep and flexible, driven by skill gems, equipment crafting, and a massive passive tree that encourages constant refinement. With meaningful difficulty, generous systems, and no gameplay-driven monetization, Path of Exile 2 is shaping up to be essential for action RPG fans.
Fury! An easy trophy.
Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are other new games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your favorites that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace.